Hey guys, I'm Susan and today we're going to make a Steven Universe station necklace. I just started watching this really cool show called Steven Universe and I really like it because it's all about these gemstones that project themselves as people, which is really cool for me because I love gemstones and I make jewelry using gemstones. So I wanted to make myself a station necklace based on the Steven Universe gems. And I started with the crystal gems themselves, the amethyst, the pearl, and the garnet, because those are the three kind of main characters besides, of course, Steven. And so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use some resin, which mixes together, which is kind of cool because it's kind of like fusion and there's these fusion gems in there too. Anyway, so I'm going to use resin, I'm going to mix it in these cups and I'm going to color it with these different coloring agents that I have and make the colors of the crystal gems. How cool is that? And I have these little bezel cups that I can use to pour the resin in after I mix it up, and then they become little stations for my station necklace. All right, so I have already made amethyst, pearl, and garnet, and so I really want to do rose quartz, which is a really important gem in the show. It represents that's Steven's mom, and but I'm going to go ahead and mix up so I can show you how to mix the amethyst, the pearl, and the garnet, and then I'm actually going to pour the rose quartz so you can see how to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to be working with this resin, and it's actually resin in one side and hardener in the other. And this is a great little tool here that pours out both parts at the same time so that you get an equal mixture of both parts. And you really absolutely have to have an equal mixture of both, otherwise it gets tacky or sticky or it just doesn't work. So this makes it easy. I don't have to do any measuring or anything. I'm just going to squeeze it into these little cups and mix it up. So I'm just going to unscrew the lid and pull that off, she says confidently. There we go. And then see those bubbles? I'm just going to wait till those bubbles get out of the way before I start pouring. So we're just going to squeeze down, hold it straight up and squeeze down into the cups so that you get equal parts in each one. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, this stuff is really cool. What I'm going to do now is just kind of mix it up. It's really neat because you can see there's actually some bubbles and stuff in there, but it's self-leveling and all the bubbles that get in it just come out, they automatically come out all by themselves. So you don't have to worry about trying to pop bubbles or anything like that, which is a problem sometimes when using some of these resins. So it also dries crystal clear, which is great. So you don't have to worry about your color showing or it getting yellow or anything. So I'm just going to mix these up, and you're supposed to mix them for about 1 to 2 minutes, but we'll mix them a little bit more once I put the colors in. Now, to do the pearl, I'm going to leave the pearl plain, but I'm going to add some of this stuff. It's called shattered mica. It's like a silvery-like mica material, and I just thought it looked kind of pearlescent, so that's what I'm using for my pearl. So I'm just going to put some of that down into my resin. I'm just going to grab that, see how I'm going to mix that up. See how that kind of looks kind of pearly. All right, so next I'm going to do the garnet, this is really easy because I just have this garnet or red colored resin, or not resin, coloring agent. Almost looks like food coloring. And I'm just going to put 1 drop, or 2, into my resin, and then I'm just going to mix it up. Now the amethyst was a little bit harder because I found that when I poured it into the little bezels, it got really dark. And so, of course, your amethyst is going to be your blue and your red mixed together. But I found that that less is more on this, and so I'm going to try to get as little in there as possible on my color. So I'm just going to cut a little tiny drop there. And then I'm also going to put a little bit of foil underneath it, a pinkish colored foil, and that helped me make it more amethyst color, more of that really pretty purple color. Yeah, so you just want like a really, really light color of your resin. And you could use more resin, but then you're kind of wasting your resin. So just barely any of that coloring agent in there. and then a little bit of a foil, and I'll show you the foil in just a second because I'm going to use it for my rose quartz one as well. All right, so that's the amethyst, that's our pearl, this is our garnet, and this one I'm going to use to pour to make the rose quartz. Now this little set I'm working from actually comes with some foil and a stencil, and so like this is the foil, and see how it's kind of pink? I'm going to use that to make the rose quartz. And so I'm just going to put this pink foil into my little bezel cup right there and press that down. And so if I poured my purple on top of that, it's going to make the amethyst look. Because that's how I got the amethyst look. I used some pink foil and this really, really light colored resin. But for the rose quartz, I'm just going to leave just that pink foil in there. And I'm going to pour a clear resin on top. So, let's go here. This is super easy, just pour it in. And I actually like to kind of make it, it's self-leveling, but I like it to be like a little bit domed on top, so I try to put as much in as I possibly can without overlapping, or overflowing, I should say. So now you see all those little bubbles in there, they're just all gonna kind of go away, and it'll level out on top too. Pretty cool, right? And so then for the amethyst, I could put that in this same cup right here, and for the garnet, the same thing. So like here, I'll go ahead and pour the garnet just so you can see, because it's kind of cool to see the red go in there. Because you can see how you can see just a little bit better. So I'm just gonna let one more drop go in, whoop, like that. There, perfect. So isn't this fun? I'm really excited about this show. I've had a lot of fun watching it. I love that there are fusion gems, and so that kind of reminded me of the resin, where you kind of bring the two different parts of the resin together. They're kind of fusing together. One of the fusion gems is opal, which is supposed to be a fusion of the pearl and the amethyst together. So that's kind of cool. So in order to put this together, I'm gonna have to wait a little while because it takes 8 to 12 hours for this resin to dry. It's the only part about this that I don't like, is I'm super impatient, and so I hate waiting, but we're gonna have to wait 8 to 12 hours for that to dry enough for me to pick it up and attach it to my necklace. So if you guys don't mind waiting, I don't know, 8 to 12 hours, then you can come on back and I can show you how to do it. Okay, so time's up, 8 to 12 hours have passed. I took a nap, I feel better, I had a snack, and I'm ready to put my Steven Universe station necklace together so I can wear it. And so all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my rose quartz station that I made. See, it's dry, isn't that cool? And I am going to use a couple jump rings to attach it to some chain. So I'm using this kind of blackened color chain just because I think it's kind of cool, but I mean, you can use any chain you want to. I could have matched it with silver, or like this one's gold, I could use gold. But I'm just gonna use these little matching jump rings to attach to my chain. So you just take this and put that through, and then I'm just going to put it through the chain on the other side, like that. And then this is a chain nose plier. I'm gonna use 2 pliers to close this up. So you just want to twist it closed, just like that. So now I've got one side done, and then I'm going to do the other side. And one thing about jump rings you always want to do is you always want to twist them open and twist them closed instead of trying to pull them. And I'm not going to go into a huge explanation on that, except just to tell you it's definitely better to twist open and closed, because they never go back right if you don't do it this way. So your instinct is going to be to try to pull them open, but it's just easier and better to twist just like that and get them closed. Perfect. So there are 2 Steven Universe station necklaces, garnet and rose quartz. I'm really excited to be wearing this rose quartz station necklace, but maybe I should be wearing it down here on my belly button since it's like Steven's belly button. Anyway, you can see how easy this project is. It was so much fun. Really, the only hard part is the waiting for the resin to dry. But once you get it done, you can make these station necklaces and really any type of resin pendant you want to really, really easily. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys would like to pick up some supplies like the ones we worked with today, check out the links down below. What's your favorite gem? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And now that you know a little bit about making Steven Universe inspired jewelry, you can say, I made this.